Everybody, G Bear out here with another edition of Homesteading the Desert. And I wanted to show you, I did come out with my 3 barrels full of water here and tried out my new holding racks here, the one that's bolted down to the bed of the trailer, and then the other one that holds the tops together. And in the back I did a crisscross, and in the front I did a straight down pull, and it held perfectly. Those things are as solid as can be. I had one little problem. I didn't tighten. I had a black cap like this one over here, and I didn't tighten it down, and it came loose. And I thought it was gone forever somewhere on the freeway. But I looked down here behind the barrels, and it's right down there between the 2 barrels and the holder rack at the base. So I didn't lose it. I had a spare, covered it up just so I don't have to worry about bugs getting into my water. Well, I got my roofing paper on here, and I tied those in a crisscross with the straps going right through the centers. They held, although the paperwork got shredded a little bit. But other than that, everything held perfectly. It worked out as it was supposed to. And you can see the big board here I got from one of my customers. This is a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and it's exactly the same size as my bed, but it's not going to go on the bed. This is going to go on the wall inside the electric room, and this is where I'll be mounting a bunch of my electronics and things. Okay, the other thing was, a year ago in a windstorm, I lost my license plate. It got torn right off the trailer. Well, driving back down to the OC on the last trip, when I got down there, this license plate was laying down flat this way. So it wasn't the wind, I guess. It might have been a vacuum behind the van that sucked it over or whatever, but it was shredded on the bottom and ready to fall apart. So I made that angle iron bracket right there, or license plate frame, and it's actually welded right to the trailer frame now, so I don't have to worry about that ever going anywhere. It didn't budge on the way up here, so that's a good thing. Beautiful day out here in the desert today. 71 degrees, light wind, turbine just barely moving right now, but it has been cranking out. I've got 13.7 on the gauges inside. Solar panels are in place. Just turned on the gas, turned on the water, and I'm all ready to go. So I'm going to get my trailer unloaded, get my van unloaded. I already started on the van. I took my most important cooler full of beer, and I got some food in there, some fresh eggs and some bacon and a steak and some chicken. So that's on the porch where it belongs. I got my little chair there to sit down at the end of the day and have a cold beer and watch the things happening in the desert. Everything seems to be right where it's supposed to be. We'll take a quick walk over to the grapevine and see if any critters ate my greenery, because I haven't done that yet. Looks like the wind's been blowing out here though. You can see the roads are all blown over and the tire tracks are all almost erased and things like that. All right, let's see what we got going here. Oh yeah, the critter got in there and got the greenery. It's gone. So looks like I'm going to have to do some corrections here. And at least I know there's life in that vine, and I'll give it some more of my magic elixir. And you can see here is some coyote droppings. So the coyote has been hanging around, but I wasn't here to feed him for the last 3 or 4 days, so he's probably a little pissed off and wasn't chasing squirrels. Let's go see what I got going up here in the orchard, because I did water everything up here with the same magic elixir. Oh, look, we got leaves on this tree. Yeah, so that's a good thing. There's a fresh growth right there too. So that one's still alive. That one looks dead. That one I know is dead. That one never ever sprouted anything from the time I bought it. So that one's going back for a replacement. This one I think is dead. Although, let's see. Yeah, the branches are pretty dry on there. Well, let's go down the line here. Yeah, nothing, no new growth on that one. Yeah, it looks like I got some little buds coming out on some of these here. That one might have a little life left in it. And over to the Gala apples. Oh yeah, there's a little bud coming out there. There's one coming right there. So I still got some life in this one. And there's a little bit of fresh growth, a little bud coming out there. These are supposed to be in their dormant state now. And that mixture I gave them fooled them to think that it's time to start growing. And they'll go back into dormancy pretty quick. I don't see any new growth on this one. That one I know is dead, although a little patch of green grass is growing pretty good underneath. This one here is my multi-pear tree. I think that one is dead. But I'm going to be replacing a lot of these in the spring. And I'll be putting in some new protection to keep the critters away. And I'm going to go down underground with hardware cloth so that they can't tunnel underneath. Then I'm going to put hardware cloth around the sides of them. And I'll just put it right over the chicken wire that I have here and double my protection. I might have to end up bringing up my electric fence. I got a solar electric fence controller. And I may do that, just change these support poles over to wood ones. Just lift the wire just enough off the ground so that it doesn't touch the ground. And then I can wire them up with hot wires so that if any critters come around, they touch them, they learn very quickly, well, I'm not going to go near that stuff. That thing hurts. So it won't kill them, it won't damage them permanently, but it'll let them know you're not welcome here. Oh, I just noticed here on that first one, yeah, I got some green growth growing right here in the center too. Cool. All right, that's about it. I'll cut this one off. Like I said, I just got here, so I'm going to start unloading and get things put away. I got to get the roofing going on that electric room. And then I'll be running, tomorrow morning, I'll be running in to pick up the siding I need to put on that room and close it in. And that's going to be a little chore in itself. I have to figure out how to get past all of the solar wires that are wrapping around the shed and coming in through that wall without damaging anything. I might have to throw a tarp over my solar panels so I can disconnect the wiring and make a new fresh entrance to come into the electric room and get everything connected back up and then untarp the solar panels. So that should be interesting. And I brought my painter up. I gotta pick up some gasoline for my ATV because of digging the hole over there. Last week I used up all of the spare gas I had here. So when I go down the road to the depot, I'll fill that up. I also brought up some paint that I got here. And all of these are oil-based paint from my OC home. And I'm never going to be repainting in there anyway, but these gallons are almost full, and this one's even unopened. So I'll be in a world of good there for some oil base on some of my products or projects. Okay, that's about it. My little generator's in here, ready to be put into the container and stored. G Bear signing off from the desert.